Hello everybody, welcome to another Mouse Plus video, the half of my channel where I do commentary, analysis, or reviews, or I'm just talking about whatever. Today we're going to be looking at the 2007 film Yakuza Like a Dragon. I'm a huge Yakuza fan. I've played nearly all of the games with a couple exceptions. And by the way, thank you so much for the response to the last Mouse Plus video I put out. It was honestly really fun to make, and seeing so many people really resonate with it. So yeah, thank you, and hopefully you stick around for some future videos. You know, I've heard of the movie before. It seemed goofy. Usually video game movie adaptations aren't really good, and this movie is no exception. So the first thing that's very apparent watching this movie is how much it strays from the story and timeline of Yakuza 1. If we look at the plot of Yakuza 1 as a timeline, Yakuza Like a Dragon, the movie, starts right here. So since this is a video game movie adaptation, we do have a lot of our beloved characters. We got Kiryu, Majima, Date, we got Haruka, we got Nishiki. That hair is fucking absurd. I will just say that now. These characters take a really strange backseat during some of the parts of the movie. You know, this really stuck out to me because the creator of the game series actually had a hand in making this movie. They weirdly stray from the main plot of Yakuza 1 to these other, like, kind of subplots that don't really go anywhere. This kind of leads to, you know, no context really being given to any major plot point of the story. Like, I just couldn't help but think to myself that if I didn't actually play the game that this movie's based on, this movie makes absolutely no fucking sense. We move past the entire origin story of Kiryu's character of, you know, taking the fall for his brother and going to jail for 10 years and coming back and, you know, finding out what the fuck is going on. We skip past all of that, and then we start off with this weird, like, bank robbery subplot that is actually just used for comedic relief. Like, every single time we come back to this subplot, it's them getting progressively sweatier in the bank, and then they're like being weird and wacky. I guess it's like funny, but like it's weird how much like it takes up the space of the actual plot of the story. But I do have to give some praise for the first Kiryu scene. He's walking into Don Quixote, and the fight scene that happens in that store is pretty epic. You know, while I don't think the actor looks like Kiryu, I feel like he has similar vibes, and the outfit is actually pretty good. But unfortunately, this also leads to one of the other subplots in the movie that didn't make much sense to me. It's this couple that go on a robbery spree. It honestly felt like they had more screen time than Kiryu. It's just absurd. Like, they go and they steal some money, use this really fake looking knife to go steal more money, and then they buy a gun with the goal of stealing more money, and then she just dies. We're also introduced to the hitman character Park, which was fucking mind-blowing because this is the Train to Busan guy, and also the Squid Games guy, which is like, I didn't know he was in this random Yakuza movie. It was just kind of a weird realization, but anyways. His whole character is he actually has a hit on the main antagonist of the game, Jingu, who is Haruka's father, and also the ex of Yumi, which is Haruka's mother. The reason why I have to describe this to you is because none of this is explained in the movie at all. We know Haruka is looking for her mom, but we don't know about her relation to literally anything or why her mom's missing. This isn't described at all. And it's pretty central to the plot of the original game, but they just went past it, I guess. Now I want to talk about Majima's characterization in this movie. Majima, he's a silly, goofy guy. He's pretty psychotic, but he does have a somewhat serious side. He's enemies with Kiryu. He's lovers with Kiryu. They're brothers. It's a complicated relationship that's built over the course of many different games, but ultimately, he's not really an evil guy. He's kind of more like an anti-hero, but sexy. In this movie, the first scene we see with him, he's, of course, doing his baseball thing, being cool. I will say this outfit sucks. I hate his drawn-on facial hair. It does not look good at all. There's this scene where he hits a baseball into a guy's head and it keeps spinning. And I'm gonna say that's fucking awesome. Like, if we got more of that, that would have been sick.
Hey, Oto-chan.
I do like the reference to the underground weapon shop behind the porno store, but this character, I hate him. His characterization is pretty much he likes being hurt. So Majima buys a shotgun and does an actual mass murder. Moving along, we learn more about Park's motives, and then we get the epic Majima versus Kiryu scene. Now, the weird thing about Majima and Kiryu in this movie is that Majima's genuinely trying to kill him. While he is a bit violent, I don't think his ultimate goal was to kill Kiryu. I don't understand his motives in this movie. He kind of just walks around killing everyone. Again, this fight scene is actually pretty decent. I think the Majima actor's trying his best to capture the energy of the original Majima, but it's just not possible. There's a huge middle part of this movie where the couple is buying a gun, the hitman is buying a gun as well, and he's setting up to kill Jingu. Now, the main problem with this is we have no idea who Jingu is other than that this guy has a hit on him. At this point when I was watching the movie, I was kind of wondering when they were going to start explaining a lot of the plot of the original game with Jingu and Yumi, but it just never happens. They just don't they just don't do it. And then we have Kiryu entering the bathhouse to look for Yumi. He runs into Majima again, and we get this ridiculous ass scene where everyone's shooting at him. This scene is honestly also a great example of what else this movie did well, which is kind of the slapstick, cheesy, over-the-top action kind of stuff. Adding on to that, we get the hallway baseball scene where Kiryu just eats a bunch of baseballs to the torso as he's like walking over to Majima. It's pretty sick. The baseball physics don't really make sense, but it's sick, so who cares? Now, after this third fight between Majima and Kiryu, we actually get our first look at Nishiki, about an hour and 20 minutes into this movie. The problem with that is, he's built up as this character who's supposed to really be close to Kiryu, and he just gets zero backstory. If you're watching this movie and you have no idea about the game, it just doesn't make any sense. So Park has this, fucking pistol sniper thing, and he's set up aiming at the helicopter. Oh my god, I just remembered how ridiculous the helicopter scene was. It starts flying through the entire city, like causing earthquakes and shit, and like breaking windows. So we get this epic reveal of Nishiki. They're holding Haruka captive, and Kiryu's hurt. He's very hurt. So, what is he gonna do? What we get is what's possibly the best scene in this entire movie. He drinks an energy drink called the Stamina and X, which, if you don't know, in the games, that's what you drink to heal and power up. And he goes into super heat mode and starts kicking ass. I'm not gonna lie, this shit goes hard. I love this shit. If the whole movie was this would have been a 10 out of 10 movie. So after that, we see Yumi for the first time at all, and she just stands there and blows herself up. And then Jingu gets shot in the head. Yeah, so even as someone who's played the game, this shit just like didn't make sense at all. I don't know why they did the story like this. It's really weird to have some of the major beats of the original story, but leave out all the parts that make those beats make sense. It's just not a good adaptation of the story at all. I think there were some good scenes here and there, and overall, it was still an enjoyable experience because I played the game. It's silly, it's fun. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, it's shit. Overall, I would only recommend this if you've actually played Yakuza or Yakuza Kiwami. Other than that, avoid it at all costs. I'm sure you've never heard of this movie, so that's not gonna be very hard, but yeah, it's not very good. Like, they had the blueprint. Well, that's what I don't get with movie adaptations, is you have the blueprint. Yakuza is a very cinematic game anyway. You had the blueprint. I don't know why the movie is so weird. But yeah, that was, my experience with Yakuza Like a Dragon, the movie. If you like this kind of content, let me know and subscribe, share the video, like the video. I usually don't do movie reviews and shit like that, but I really want to do more of this kind of Mouse Plus content going into next year. I'm really enjoying the response I've been seeing from a lot of people, and I want to keep at it, So I hope you enjoyed the video, and have a great day. Bye.